All right, yeah. I don't know what you're doing with your piercing in your tongue, but we don't need to see that. We don't want to see it.
Oh, my bad. I'm at work. My bad.
All right, we don't do my bads here. We just don't do it. Shouldn't have been done.
Well,
Because
then, Judge, if you don't take him into custody, take me. I'm the one that told him.
oh no, he knows he's supposed to be here at 9.
But I'm just, don't talk.
What's the results of the test? Negative. Awesome. All right, come back forward, please. I'm so excited that it was negative. You have. Don't come to me with a third choice. 2 choices. 60. Oh my gosh, it's too cold. All right, so Miss, you need to be out of that bed and you're not dressed appropriately for Zoom. Andrea Alvarez,
Yes, ma'am.
it appears that you and Guadalupe County should part ways.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you're not going to be allowed to live with your parents. So why were you, as a 38-year-old, living with them in the first place?
Well,
All right. So what we're going to do on this case, we're going to call it back to make sure that you receive the discovery. You need to make sure that they get the hard drive. Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
on this case, recall it back for June 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that good for you, Mr. Spears? Are you going to be in trial and shown? And you need to unmute. All right, yeah. I don't know what you're doing with your piercing in your tongue, but we don't need to see that. We don't want to see it.
Oh, my bad. I'm at work. My bad.
All right, we don't do my bads here. We just don't do it. So if you want to continue to appear by Zoom, you need to appear appropriately dressed and nobody wants to see you fiddling with your tongue piercing. All right, you're going to be back on June 2nd. And June 2nd, you can appear by Zoom, but if the court finds that you are not behaving appropriately on Zoom, that will be suspended. All right, thank you. All right, how are you doing today?
Not bad. I just got back last week, so
Where are you coming back from?
Maine and New Hampshire.
Oh, that's true. That's right. So how was it?
Good.
How was the weather?
There were some mornings it was 51.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Here in San Antonio, people always, it's too hot. We want some cold weather. And then when it gets to be like 60, oh my gosh, it's too cold. All right. So Miss, you need to be out of that bed and you're not dressed appropriately for Zoom. All right. You need to put on a jacket or something, Miss.
We'll get that.
All right, Miss, you need to put on a jacket or something. You need to put on a jacket. Hello, Mr. Bellevue.
Yes, Judge, we went through the paperwork earlier, so she's all set.
No, she needs to be sworn in.
Okay,
And if you go in that breakout room, the clerk will let you know if they have all the paperwork or if there's some issue.
okay.
All right, thank you. So if you go back to that room, Miss.
You want me to go back to the room?
Yes. Please do not leave the room until someone requests you leave the room.
I know I'm trying to get back and join that room, but I don't know how to get back in.
Another room so it could pop up on your screen. And it's now room number 2. Court is calling 2024 CR 009527 State versus Donisha Walton. Could I have parties announced?
Hunter Morris for the state.
Michael Belleville for Miss Walton.
And are you Miss Walton? You need to unmute.
Yes.
All right, Miss Walton, you have a right to appear in
It's
person.
unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Miss Walton, you have a right to appear in person in court, but I am in receipt of a consent to plead by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and electronically sign it?
Yes.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
My client is in Chicago. She understands, she should not have slapped this individual. She does accept responsibility for it. She would just like to move on and be able to work and complete her probation without any problems.
All right, so how much training does she have in the field? Is she a licensed nurse or is she a person that somebody hires and says, hey, we need somebody to come in as a caregiver?
She will have to answer that one.
All right, are you a licensed nurse?
No, I'm working towards getting my CNA.
All right, so this is a situation where somebody just hired you to come in and work in the facility.
I'm a caregiver.
All right, so what's your level of education to be a caregiver?
I finished high school. Completed high school.
All right.
I was-
See, this is what I mean. Everybody's just letting everybody be a caregiver. And the problem is that being a caregiver for somebody, I think that's sort of like a calling. You have to have said, you know what, I'm going into that field because you're dealing with people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, people who can't take care of themselves, people who need somebody to bathe them. The patient gets upset because they're not doing what they're allowed to do anymore. They can't communicate because they have dementia and Alzheimer's. Then everybody and their mothers just hiring random people, paying them minimum wage or less than. And then we end up here with somebody slapping somebody who has dementias and Alzheimer's. So I know y'all say she's prohibited from practicing as a nurse in the state of Texas. Okay, but she's not a nurse. She's not licensed to be a nurse. This is just somebody that somebody just hired off the street and said, hey, you have a high school diploma. You want to receive minimum wage to take care of people that nobody else maybe wants to take care of. And this is where we end up. And what was the name of this facility? Let me see. Chapters Living of San Antonio. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Does anybody want to speak to length of probation? The state is asking for 3 years. All right, court is going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine. There is to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider, no employment with working with minors, no employment with working with people who are disabled. There's to be no practicing as a nurse in Texas or anywhere else. So I'm just going to say no practicing as a nurse. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, 120 hours of community service restitution. The $1,500 fine will be probated. There's to be anger management. I'm ordering anger management because you all agreed to it, but it just appears that you were a person who should never have been working with someone in any type of facility or young children or people who have mental health issues. That's just not a field for you. Probation, is there anything else? Yes, what county are you in? I'm sorry, where?
Cook.
All right, she's allowed to transfer to Cook County in Illinois. Is it Illinois?
Yeah.
And Judge, if I may,
Yes.
is this court inclined to include a no contact for Miss Maria La Rochelle?
Yes, and there's to be no contact with Maria La Rochelle. And there's dealing with contractors, you gotta, when you're waiting for their phone call, you're like, please. I am learning a lot about contracting.
It's, it's that thing, Judge, where it's like, if they're at the house and they say like, it'll cost this much, you're just like, yes, okay, can you start now?
Yeah. Well, being in a hotel since August, even though I love the hotel, it's like, I'm so ready to get back home. So whenever I see, the contractor's number pop up, I'm like, I'm sorry. All right, charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments in each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, on behalf of Ms. Alvarez, I support to follow the agreement. I think it's important for the court to know that in September of 22, Alexandria was involved in a pretty much what was a near fatal car accident. Rolled her car down an embankment. She was ejected from the vehicle, suffered an extremely serious head injury. She had to have surgery. Was in the hospital for several months and in rehab after that. I think she's definitely a competent person. She's had some memory issues and some collateral health issues since then. I think some that may have contributed to some of her choices that's been made since then, but we'd ask the court to take that into consideration. I consulted with probation this morning. They may have a unit over there that could help her with some of those issues maybe. We'd ask the court to follow the agreement. She wants to get her life heading in a good direction.
All right.
Judge, we asked you to follow the agreement. Maybe you can probate part of that fine. She is indigent and 120 hours is a lot of community service, but she's going to be on probation perhaps in 2 cases.
Okay. All right. And Ms. Abrams, this is probation case. All right. Do you have any children?
I have one child,
And what is your child's age?
Braxton,
Age?
6.
And where is your child now?
He is with, he's sometimes with my mom or the other grandmother or his dad.
All right. Was Child Protective Services involved?
No.
All right. When did you start with the use of the meth?
I would say I started when I was 18. I tried it. That was the first time I tried it.
Okay. And how often have you been using it?
For like the last 5 or 6 years, I was doing it daily.
All right. So when's the last time you used? And let me just tell you this, these questions I'm asking you, I used to tell my clients all the time when I had them in Child Protective Services cases or on the criminal side, and they had agreed to probation. I always tell them, hey, just lay the truth out there, because what I'm trying to do is get you the type of help you need so you can be successful. But if you don't tell me, I can't help you, right?
Yes.
And so even if you're going to be positive for meth today, you will not have violated your probation because you're not on probation. So I need you to be 100% honest with me so I can try to get you the help that you need, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so when's the last time you used?
The last time I've used was September 5th of 2023.
All right, so if you're drug tested today, is it going to be clean?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to do a drug test and then we're going to come back and finish with sentencing, okay? Probation, could you do a drug test, please? All right, so just have a seat and then we'll take it up.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Ms. Abrams, the results of the test?
Negative.
Awesome. All right, come back forward, please. I'm so excited that it was negative.
And I've got a little more detail for the court also here.
Sure. All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 10964 and 2024 CR 2671. State of Texas versus Alexandra Alvarez. The court has been informed that the test was negative. I'm very happy for you and proud that you're sober.
Thank you.
All right, yes.
Judge, I just wanted to follow up with that a little bit for the court's information. I noticed a tattoo on Alexandria's arm. She has a 1 day at a time tattoo. And when she snapped that date off on September 5th, that's my offense date. And I said, that's a sober date when she had it like that. So
Awesome.
he was in jail until January, finally got out on bond, went straight to Haven. She's been in their inpatient program since January 17th and has got 17 more days before she graduates that program. So she's working things without being told to work things.
Awesome. That's fantastic. I'm proud of you. And yeah, 1 day at a time, 1 minute at a time.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this is what the court is going to do in each cause number. In each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to a $500 fine. That fine will be probated. in each cause. The court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication in each cause number. All right, we can go off the record. To be successful in this court, communication is key. If you have an issue or you feel like, hey, I'm about to throw up my hands, call your probation officer. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issue, you can always come back to court, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Judge, we have one case being TIC out of county.
Yes, I've already signed the dismissal for that.
And then could we put one more thing on the record, Judge?
Sure.
I want to ask that if you could order that the weapon be returned to the complaining witness, Julian Scales in this case.
All right, could I see the file? What cause number is that ending in?
It's in the one that ends in 964, Judge.
All right, could I see the file ending in 964? In that cause number, the weapon is to be returned to its rightful owner.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
So because I don't know, I don't have any information
Yes, ma'am.
before me who it actually belongs to.
Yes, ma'am.
So I will say that the weapon is to be returned. I was wondering why she was back. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
All right. And I bet you were like, no.
I was.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and. There you are. All right, have a great day.
You too.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. All right, you're requesting a bond?
Yes, for 2 of her cases for which she's got motions to enter.
Okay.
And we did get a reduction in county court 2. There is a motion to enter in that cause as well.
And did you confer with the state on the bond amount?
Yes.
All right, in each of the cause numbers, the defense has filed motions to set bond. Of course, the defendant is entitled to a bond as she is on deferred adjudication in each cause number. It's court's understanding that you all have come to an agreement of $10,000.
It's actually not correct. The state would agree if we were to come to an agreement to 10,000. I am asking for a reduced bond based on her current resources.
Okay. All right, then, state you're recommending a bond of 10,000? All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
We don't have any witnesses. We just have the client. I do have her mother if she would like to testify as well.
All right. You want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Sandra Alders.
All right, you may ask questions.
Yes. Alexandria, when did you find out that you had this motion to enter or warrant?
Excuse me, sir, you need to have a seat.
Would Miss Macias, Amber Macias ring a bell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And to your understanding, when is your next court date on these pending charges?
March 4th.
All right. And what do you do for a living right now?
I'm a hotel housekeeper.
All right.
Staybridge Suites.
What employer?
Staybridge Suites.
And how much are you making approximately?
$13 an hour.
And if the bond were set at $10,000, would that be unduly difficult for you?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how often do you get paid?
I get paid weekly.
Weekly? And what are your living arrangements right now?
I'm living with my mother.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, any questions?
No.
All right, I have a few questions. So have you ever been have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and have you ever used any type of illegal substance in the past? And what would that be?
Methamphetamines, Xanax, and marijuana.
All right, and what has been your previous diagnosis?
My previous diagnosis was, well, I do have a TBI, traumatic brain injury, so I don't know if that is considered
I mean, as it relates to your mental health.
and then, I'm dyslexic and I have ADHD.
Okay. All right, any other questions?
No, Judge.
All right, so state you're requesting the bond be set at $10,000. Why?
My understanding she didn't have permission to be based on him, so. She's on probation in this case, she took the new cases, that's the reason that I'm requesting it.
And what are you requesting?
I believe I had requested 3,000 in there for each cause.
All right. This is what the court will do. In each cause, the court will set your bond at $8,000. The court will order full GPS. The court will order that the fees be waived. Ms. Ferguson, I need a contested hearing on this case, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you could do it in 20 days.
Yes.
Why is there a request that the motion be withdrawn?
For violation allegations, and Ms. Alvarez will agree to the amended conditions.
She has completed the parenting class. That was a subject of one of the violations.
All right, so what is going to happen with this case? I don't like for cases to end up somewhere else. So the new number one allegation that was in the motion to revoke, what's happening with that case?
Happening with your pending cases in Guadalupe County. When's your next court date on those?
Next court date is March 6th.
All right. So you all are leaving that case out there to be handled by someone else?
I am not retained on that case. She does have a court-appointed attorney on the Guadalupe County charges.
All right, and what conditions are being, what is she being alternate amended to?
So my understanding is that she is to take a theft level 2 course along with the moral recognition therapy.
All right, thank you. Yes,
Those are just the recommendations from the probation officer that
all right, so why are we recommending that?
So give me just a moment.
Is it based upon the new number one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, then the court will sign the motion to withdraw. Is there anything else?
Nothing further.
All right, do you have any questions about anything? You seem a little bit confused.
No, I'm sorry, no.
No problem.
I mean, I'm very thankful that's happening.
Okay.
Judge, do you want the amended conditions?
Well, the alternate amendment, the moral recognition therapy, she can do one or the other. Either you can do the theft course or you can do the MRT.
So that option remains open to her. It's not set. in
Oh, right
stone.
now. It's going to be set right now.
Oh,
So
okay. So which one would you rather take?
the MRT is to help you with your thought process, basically something that we all should have learned to choose right as opposed to wrong. For example, if you see money on a counter and you know it's not yours, yeah, you should pick it up and try to find the rightful owner or turn it in to the right person. MRT will help you determine that. As opposed to picking it up, keeping it, putting it in your pocket and hoping nobody will ever know that you took it.
Let's do that.
All right, so Ms. Abrams, just alter amend conditions to include MRT for the burglary. That's, I guess, in misdemeanor court. They'll probably address the theft course with that.
GPS to be removed today, but there's no paperwork stating that.
Okay. All right, so once the motion is filed, I'll take it up. So
Okay.
whenever you all file that motion, I'll hear it.
Well,
On
it's
the
part of
GPS.
the bond. That's my understanding is that with the altered and amended conditions that cancels it out, doesn't it? And then she's free to have it
Not
removed.
necessarily. I'll need to see the paperwork on that. I don't have any paperwork with regards to that being a condition of bond. If you have them pull it,
That
I'll
was
review.
something that you had imposed when she had come to turn herself in on the 6th. And
Yeah,
then we had,
no, if you all will have the clerk
okay,
pull the order, I'll review it.
all right.
Okay.
The order from the last time that she
Yes.
was modified to tracking only.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Dylan Skinner.
Okay, which will be up here, ask the clerk in the back.
We are here on Alexandria and Marie Alvarez.
Yes,
All right, so what is happening?
Your Honor, my understanding is that the only allegations in the MTR currently are allegations that occurred in Guadalupe County that we cannot prove. Lauren has made multiple attempts to reach out to the our Guadalupe County counterparts.
Let's put this on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2023 CR 10964 and 2024 CR 2671. State versus Alexandria Anne Marie Alvarez. Could I have parties announced?
Melissa Alvin for the state.
Christine Brown on behalf of Alexandria Anne Marie Alvarez.
And are you Alexandria Anne Marie Alvarez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your client is currently in custody in Guadalupe County. Do you have any objections to her appearing by Zoom?
I have no objections to her appearing by Zoom.
And Ms. Alvarez, do you have any objections to appearing by Zoom?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, so state with regards to the motion to revoke.
Yes, Your Honor. Given that all of the allegations in the MTR involve new number ones that occurred in Guadalupe County, we don't have any option but to withdraw the MTR at this time. We've made multiple attempts to reach out to Guadalupe County to try to locate witnesses, to try to put on a case where we could try to prove up some of these MTRs, and we've been unsuccessful up until as recently as lunchtime today.
All right, and how many motions to revoke has this been?
This would be the second one.
All right, and the previous one, what was the previous one? Does anyone know?
The nature of that,
Yes.
it was the same kind of situation, out of county charges, not being able to be proved.
All right, so Miss Alexandra Alvarez,
Yes, ma'am.
it appears that you and Guadalupe County should part ways.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to alter and amend conditions. And that is going to be a partial GPS for employment and also to handle any legal matters that you may have in Guadalupe County. So if you have a court appearance in Guadalupe, you can go back to Guadalupe County. But other than that, you're going to be in Bexar County. This is where your probation is. And you're not doing well on probation in Guadalupe County.
Judge, if I may
Yes.
interject, I am not sure of whether my client has immediate family members living in Bexar County. My understanding is that she was residing with her father in Guadalupe County, so I am not sure how that would affect her living situation.
All right. The court is going to alter and amend conditions to include partial GPS, waive fees, and the GPS is until further notice. Your probation is coming back to Bexar County, and the partial GPS is for employment and to address any legal matters you have in Guadalupe County.
So just to be clear, she is allowed to reside in Guadalupe County?
No.
Or no?
No, you're not going to be residing in Guadalupe County anymore because you're not doing well on probation there. And obviously you're not doing well with your father. So the court is going to sign the motion to withdraw, but the conditions will be altered and amended to include partial GPS, waive GPS fees. The partial is for employment and to address any legal matters you may have in Guadalupe County. Your probation is being returned to Bexar County.
Your Honor, in
Yes.
my concern too is that the only other person I can think of that she would also be residing with is her mother. Now, I am not too sure as to where she resides, if that's in Bexar or Guadalupe. I'm just concerned that she might not be able to have a place to reside once she's released.
We'll address that when we cross that bridge. But for
Okay.
now, no. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from the defense.
Nor from the state.
All right, probation, anything else?
Judge, so right now my concern is.
All right, you're to contact your officer within 24 hours of release,
Yes, ma'am.
within the next business day. So for example, if you're released on Saturday, there's nobody to contact, right? You'll need to then contact them on Monday. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't leave yet. Probation, do you need to go over conditions? All right. All right, then she can be released. Thank you so much, Corporal, and we'll wait for the other person. Thank you. Oh, if you all could give that to. Here's.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Miss Leon, this is Ashley Medina,
Yes.
and we're here because she has positive UAs.
Yep. So on March 7th, we received orders from Century that she was positive for benzos and THC. I just saw the results that she tested on Friday. She's also positive again. This time for amphetamines, marijuana, and benzos.
All right, so marijuana, the last time I checked, there's no false positive for marijuana.
No.
So.
She did have some prescriptions that she brought in.
All right, does she have prescription for marijuana?
She does not. But
Okay.
for the other prescriptions, I think they would explain the positive results on that. She indicates that she did advise her officer that she is also on some prescriptions. With respect to the marijuana, she said that she's been sharing a car with individuals who smoke marijuana.
No, unless people are unless they are hot boxing in that vehicle.
The thing that I had mentioned to Mr. Medino is that I do the vape pens
Well, you need to stop doing the vape pens.
well, these are nicotine, and I think that I might have accidentally grabbed one of theirs.
No. No.
Because that's the only reason I can think of. I haven't partaken in it, and I've been just.
No, there's none of this. I'm accidentally grabbing people's vape pen. I'm not accepting it as an excuse. Do you understand? So the question for you is whether or not you want to have your case heard while you're in custody.
I'm not sure what that means.
What that means is that I would issue a warrant for your arrest. And the only way you would be getting drugs would be if you're making them at the jail or someone's bringing them in at the jail.
No.
So we keep getting violations reports for you using drugs.
Well, I can assure you from this point forward, you won't be getting any.
No, that's what you said the last time, because let me just tell you why I know you said that to me the last time, because this is not the first time you're before me. And I always give people a chance to make corrections. So,
The first time I wasn't even able to speak to anybody about anything.
that's why we're here, because you're speaking about these tests that keep coming up positive. Miss Leon?
Yes.
What does she need?
It's probably substance abuse treatment. She can recommend that.
All right, and do you all do the UA hotline?
No, we don't.
Well, can we do testing weekly then?
Yeah, she's already testing weekly with us already.
All right. And what is your child's grandmother's name?
Janie Medina.
I'm sorry?
Janie Medina.
Janie Medina. And what's your child's name?
Serafina Santiago.
And that's the only child you have?
Yes, ma'am. My first born passed away.
All right. I'm sorry to hear that. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to continue with drug alcohol testing weekly, with ETG, scram, and I'm going to want substance abuse treatment. Are you all able to pay for that, Miss Leon, or no?
I believe so. I'll have to talk to my supervisor, but I know it is a program that we offer.
All right, then we'll waive fees. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And I'm going to order that. Well, when I say no unsupervised contact with minors, that means her child as well.
Yeah, I had closed the case when I got incarcerated.
All right. So did they study Miss Janie Medina to see if that was an appropriate placement?
Who was with her while I was incarcerated? Yeah.
All right. So Serafina Santiago is to reside with Janie Medina.
We all live together.
All right. So that means that if you meet some new guy who it seems like the sun and the moon and the stars shine in his eyes, they are supposed to, your child and you are to remain with Janie Medina. And actually, I have no jurisdiction over Serafina Santiago. So I'm just going to say that Ashley Medina is to reside with Janie Medina. So you're not allowed to reside anywhere else. Do you understand? Is there anything else she needs?
Ms. Boyd, Judge Boyd, I just talked to my supervisor and she says that the only one that is that fees can be waived is lifetime recovery.
All right, then we'll do lifetime recovery.
Okay.
And if she fails to do any of this or she tests positive, please send the violation report back to me as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need?
No.
Do not come back here for this. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I just asked the officer, I guess, maintain a list of her prescriptions, so she does test positive.
Sure. Oh, no, according to the violation report, none of her prescriptions would give the false positive according to the report that I've received from pretrial services. So they have her prescriptions.
And I'm just out of curiosity, since it says that I tested positive twice already, if it comes out again, because I know marijuana stays in the system longer.
Well, marijuana shouldn't be staying in your system longer if you're just driving around with people.
Happened already, I think she said twice. If it happens again and it's clear, it's coming out of my system, is it still gonna count against me?
Yes. It is, because you shouldn't have been using anyway.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? All right, thank you.
May I excuse, Judge?
You're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a child under 15 as a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, she obviously was taking drugs and she's very motivated. She's changed totally, but she's been incarcerated. And she wants to make this probation and solve her drug problem.
So what were you thinking?
I clearly wasn't thinking, and I had a lot of time to think about it, and I do regret what I did. I have remorse for everything. I've known better than that, and I was just going through a really difficult time at the last couple of months before that happened, and it's no excuse, but I was bad judgment, and I do apologize for it.
Is Child Protection Services involved?
I had a case, but I got it closed.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit. When you say you got it closed, obviously you're in custody. There's no way they will return your child to you because you're in custody. So what happened?
Well, when this first happened, I did get a case, but I did the classes and I did the drug test and I was able to get that case closed.
Well, so why are you in custody?
I had a warrant.
She couldn't make money.
All right, so did they pick her up on the same day that this happened? Because the offense date for this is May 9th, 2023.
Yeah.
So you've been in custody since May 9th?
No.
All right,
They
so
dismissed the case for further investigation and rebrought it. I think that's what happened.
State, is this a case that was dismissed and re-indicted?
You don't know the answer to that question, Your Honor.
Definitely wasn't. I can show you the print. Computer print.
Okay, I'm looking up now through.
For the record, it's Megan Galloway. So this case was dismissed in April of the same year of last year, and the dismissal was re-entered again in November with the same April date, but it was indicted before that November date that you see in your computer. So I don't know if there's a clerical error of them entering the dismissal again in November, but if you look at the dismissal that's scanned in the system, it has an execution date of April. And so
For the dismissal of the case?
yes, so it was dismissed in April for further investigation. And then it was indicted again once we got the toxicology
Oh,
results
okay.
back. And then for some reason, that dismissal that was submitted in April was entered into the system again, but no new dismissal was submitted to the court.
Okay. All right, that explains things. So are you employed?
Not currently, but I'm very sure I can get a job as soon as I can.
Doing what?
I'm sorry?
Doing what?
Anything that I can to make money, until I find something I enjoy doing.
I'm sorry, what?
I can do anything, until I get somewhere I want to be. I've worked in a lot of places, so I have a lot of experience and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do.
All right, everyone, you need to whisper so that I can hear. All right. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. In custody, this is what I want done. I want a TAP evaluation. Follow TAP recommendations. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. All right, so there'll be restitution, if any. And that will be to her daughter, who was in the vehicle with her. And also, they don't have the names of the children on the school bus, but so that the record is clear, the driver of the school bus was a Mr. Abonce, or Abonce, Abonce. So it's him and the 21 students who are on. Oh, I'm sorry, Officer Guerra, did you ever speak to him about sober support meetings?
No, ma'am.
Did he ever speak to you stating that he was unable to do his sober support meetings?
Not that I can recall, Your Honor, no.
All right, any questions?
Nothing further.
Plead today, and then we're gonna bring you back. Deputy Laura, if you can have him brought back tomorrow.
No, they're here.
Are they here?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah,
We're
okay.
good.
All right, thank you. Yes. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 011671, State of Texas versus Jamal Ricardo Fisher. If I could have parties announced for the record for the state. He's charged with injury to the elderly or disabled with intentional bodily injury. That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What do you wish to say?
Miss Boyd, I can tell, even taking the glasses off, I'm nearsighted. Both of you and I have these little scars right here from our glasses. And I was listening to you earlier. Without my glasses on, I can barely see you. 6 months ago, on August 26th, I reacted to what I felt had been 2 years of a nightmare. I have lived with my parents for 38 years, and they're the best things that have ever happened to me. I couldn't see the forest through the trees because what was happening to me had never happened before in my life. That day, I reacted in a horrible way towards my father because I lost my cool and I lost my power. The last 6 months of my life have been the best 6 months of my life because I've gotten in touch with myself and I've remembered a very important thing, that no matter what I'm going through, or no matter what anyone is going through, how I choose to react to it is completely and totally up to me. And these days I choose happiness. I cry a lot because it's been a long 6 months, and the last 2 or 3 of them, I haven't spoken to my family. Well, last 6, I haven't talked to my dad. Last 2 or 3, I haven't talked to my mom, and I've lived with them for the entire 38 years of my life. What happened to me didn't just happen to me, it happened to us. But my parents were never to blame. And I couldn't see that because of, lack of communication, being a 38-year-old and immature in some parts. But I'm glad to be before you today. And I when I say that the last 6 months have been the best 6 months of my life, I don't intend or want to be back in jail. But it was time that I needed to listen to myself. It was time I needed to listen to God. It was time I needed to really reflect, not just on, the time in here, but the last 38 years of my life. And I'm happy standing before you and my parents today, knowing that God gave me a reason for existing. And it's to bring happiness to myself, my family, and anyone else that I encounter. And no matter what I'm going through in life, no matter how hard it is, I don't have to not be happy. And I surely don't have to take my unhappiness in a moment out on someone, especially not my dad.
Any questions? Anything
For the
else?
picture.
So here's my question. One, it appears that you're not going to be allowed to live with your parents. So why were you, as a 38-year-old, living with them in the first place?
Well, over a decade ago, I'll admit that I was a drug addict, and my parents were enablers. They loved me as much as a parent could love their child, and then some. And so they didn't want to kick me out on the street. They didn't want to, despite me stealing, thieving, and whatnot. That was not the case over the last 2 years. Over the last 2 years, I have done anything and everything I could to get a job. Actually, let me take that back. At the beginning of those 2 years, I was completely sober. In a 2-week span, I had gotten off of all pharmaceutical medications. I decided I no longer wanted to smoke cigarettes, which I had been doing since I was legally allowed to smoke cigarettes, and I no longer wanted to use drugs. And I kept that promise to myself for nearly a year. I was racially profiled and wrongly terminated from my job, fell off that horse, but I remained sober. I didn't smoke cigarettes, and I just decided to get back on that horse. Only I didn't get back on it. After a month of not having any work, I was fine. After 3 months of not having any work, not so much. After 6 months of not having any work, of having my parents' Wi-Fi hacked, my cell phone hacked, of having people whose identities I still don't know listen on my phone calls, things were getting testy.
So let me ask you this.
Yes, ma'am.
Your prescribed medications, what were they for?
When I was 21, I was a full-blown heroin addict, and I was depressed because I was a full-blown heroin addict. I'd swallowed 1,300 milligram trazodones because I was tired of my life. I was hospitalized off of Floyd Curl for 7 days, and part of my discharge paperwork was to go see.
Okay, here's the thing. I need you to slow down because the court reporter has to take down
I
everything.
apologize. I was hospitalized up to the hospital of Floyd Curl, because Methodist. Part of my discharge paperwork was to see this man, his name is Dr. Moody, not making that up. He talked to me for 35 minutes and said that I had bipolar 2 disorder, prescribed me lithium and clonazepam, and I was 21, max 22. At the time, because I was raised to respect my elders and because I was in the hands of a doctor, I just kind of said, okay. I was never bipolar. I never had bipolar 1, never had bipolar 2, but for over a decade, I kept taking clonazepam. Lithium I got off within about 2 years. But I never needed that medication. I never needed lithium. And it took my ex, who I was then with, to wake me up to the fact that I didn't need to be on that benzo.
And do you have any children?
No, ma'am, I wish I did.
Okay. All right, any other questions?
No other questions.
All right. So, is his father here?
Oh, I think it.
All right, if we can have his father come up, please.
You're gonna step aside.
Yes. Both parties have agreed for your son to have probation.
Yes, ma'am.
And part of my job is to put in place conditions that will help him be rehabilitated and help him with whatever issues he may have.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't do cookie cutter probations. Everybody doesn't receive the same conditions. So what is it you think he needs? Is there some mental health issues going on here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
When he's talking about being diagnosed with bipolar, he was diagnosed, that's true. And when he says his ex convinced him that he wasn't bipolar and he quit taking the medications, mom goes through mood swings. And like I said, I'm not a physician, but the physician said he was bipolar.
Okay.
But a friend or his ex said he wasn't. So he decided to go with what the friend of the ex said. And when I said mood swings, it's 1 minute he's happy and up and everything's great. The next minute, the world is crumbling. And then there's an anger part of that. Okay. And my wife and I have been dealing with that most of his adult life. He has a pleasant personality, but like I said, for me, on the 26th of August, Jamal beat me with a metal cane, like I was a piece of meat. Okay. And broke into the house, did a whole bunch of negative stuff that you all have records for. I never understood why. Today, I don't understand why. Okay. But some of the same things that he's saying to you as far as the ex convinces him not to take the medication and him not being on medication. And I'm not a doctor, but like when he was on the medication, it seemed like it was happening. Okay. He has had an issue with maintaining jobs. He told me and my wife that we had aliens in my backyard. The Masons was after him. My Wi-Fi had been hacked and all this other stuff. Now, I don't know if the Wi-Fi was hacked or not. It could be because it happens all the time. But as far as some of this other stuff, but there's a Masonic lodge down from my house. He talked about going down there, blowing up the lodge. And I'm like, Jamal, those folks aren't messing with you, okay? But he had a couple of pictures on his phone where he felt that people were following him and this type of stuff. And to me, that was all the mental part. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying I'm correct.
but he just made me feel that way.
So let me ask you, do you think it would help him? Because they do have placement in a mental facility to make sure that he is on his medications, to make sure he has a case manager. Do you think that's what he needs and that's what would help him?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, when I talked to the DA's Mrs. Jones this morning, and she was talking about what could happen like, as far as 2 to 10 years of type of stuff. And I told her that if Jamal went to jail for 10 years, that's still not going to help him because he has mental issues, in my opinion. So my focus is, even though he assaulted me, is he's my son. I love him. I love him till I leave this earth. But he actually needs some help. Okay. And he doesn't understand that or doesn't see that. You can ask my wife. She's here. And we've been dealing with him for 30 years. And
So I will tell you what my plan is with
Yes, ma'am.
conditions, is to get him help for mental health issues. The question is whether or not you want to have phone contact, but because before he has in-person contact with you outside of court settings, I like to start people off slow.
Right.
So are you okay with him speaking to you just by phone or speaking to your wife by phone?
He talks to her now.
Okay.
Okay. So he hasn't talked to me since the 26th of August. And I don't have an issue with that. Okay.
All right. So what I can tell you is I'll start off with the contact will only be by phone, or either if you all want to do it by Zoom, but there'll be no in-person contact. And once a doctor or therapist or probation says to me that it would be safe for him to have in-person contact with his parents, and you all are okay with that, then I'll strongly consider his having in-person contact.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
All right. Is there anything else I need to know about your son?
Other than that, like I said, I don't know what made him do what he did. His whole adult life or his whole life, we've been trying to just be decent parents. And I got 4 kids. And the only time I've been in a courtroom like this is with Jamal. Okay, several years ago, same thing. Okay, so, and that's what I was telling the attorney. I don't know what will help him. I hope this did. I hope this is the last time that I have to come into a courtroom.
Well, I would tell you, in my experience, a lot of mental health issues for males happen around the 18-year mark. For females, sometimes it's a little bit later. Sometimes it's mid-20s for females, but usually for males, the mental health issues, if they happen, usually around the 18-year mark. And when I say mental health issues, I don't mean mental health based upon traumatic things that happen. I mean the schizophrenia, the bipolar, that type of thing. All right. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. The court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, the court will consider early termination. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You have victim impact? Yes. All right, you may proceed.
Just Judge, sorry, one other thing. There is a protective order that was ordered. It's in place for 2 years. So I know the whole contact thing. I just wanted to make sure the
All right,
court's aware.
so the court was unaware of that. Since there's a protective order in place, you need to follow that protective order.
Yes, ma'am.
So if your mother is included in that protective order, you cannot have contact with her at all. Yes, that's what it says.
She's the go-between between me and my dad. But not that I need to talk to my dad, but it was, as far as I know, it was established that I could call and talk to her.
All right, you all need to make sure that that's the case because I don't want any violation.
Yes, ma'am.
So probation with regards to his condition, I'm sorry, with regards to his conditions, there's to be no contact with the complainant. R011671, State versus Jamal Ricardo Fisher. Can I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones for the state. Megan Enriquez for Jamal Fisher.
And are you Mr. Fisher? To review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, did you understand it? Are you the same Jamal Ricardo Fisher who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 011671 for the offense of injury to a child, elderly, or disabled person with intentional bodily injury on January 27, 2025 for a period of 4 years? Is that you? Yeah. All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is going to proceed on violation of condition number 4. On or about the 28th day of February 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jamal Ricardo Fisher, did then and there fail to conduct himself in a proper and orderly manner during an inmate video conference meeting with the Bexar County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Supervision Officer in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
And the state will waive the remaining violation.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, at this time, the recommendation from probation is amend for DDRF. I do believe that the defendant has undergone a mental health and a TAP substance abuse evaluation, both recommended DDRF, and at that time, that is the state's recommendation as well.
Thanks.
Yes, Your Honor, and that was the basis for his outburst with the probation officer. He does deny some of the things that he's alleged to have said, but he does ultimately agree that he did use profanity that was inappropriate. That's why he did decide to plead true. I believe what happened is that at the very beginning, when he pled for deferred, he was misinformed. He believed that he would be getting out. He says he signed for probation because he thought he would get out that day or the next day. But instead he was held in custody, explained that that's routine and normal and that happens all the time. And so he waited in custody for 3 different evaluations. I believe the TAP, the mental health evaluation, and what was the other evaluation? A drug court evaluation. And so he waited in custody for those, and ultimately the mental health evaluation recommended DDRF. So when the probation officer came to meet with him, he says that the video wasn't on, he could hear him, and he was explaining to him that there were going to be new conditions, but he didn't have new conditions in front of him. He, in his mind, didn't feel that DDRF was appropriate for him. He says he doesn't have a drug problem, and since it's dual diagnosis, he doesn't believe his issue is drugs and that he's not a drug user, and that he was just trying to explain that to his probation officer, albeit with profanities, because he was upset that the probation officer explained to him that there was a long wait, and that upset him. And so that was what got us here today, was that interaction with the probation officer. But leading up to that, he was further upset, and he wants to explain it to you in his words as well, but this is kind of a synopsis of what he's told me.
Well, let me explain something, sir. I go over conditions with people in great detail. I go over conditions of probation with people in great detail. And I always ask people if they understand what they're being ordered to do. And if they don't understand, I explain it to them. So what I can tell you, when I place you on probation, what I said was a $1,500 fine, probated, 4 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 100 hours of community service restitution. That was to be waived once he completed anger management, affirmative finding of family violence, no contact with the complainant, and Madam Circle, which was an address, referral to felony drug court for their dual diagnosis program, a MIC evaluation, and DDRF. That's what I ordered. And so what I said was, we're going to try felony drug court with their dual diagnosis because it doesn't take them as long as DDRF. But the court did order you to go to DDRF, or at least be evaluated for DDRF if felony drug court doesn't accept you. And the reason why I ordered that was based upon the evidence that was presented to the court on the day of sentencing, that there are some mental health issues. Now, if I send you out into the world and I do not give you help from your mental health issues, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up back here and you're going to say, well, judge, your attorney will say, judge, he needed mental health treatment and you didn't even try to give it to them. That would be my fault. That's on me, right? But when I give you things that you need to be successful on probation, you have to sign for those. And let me explain to you, everybody has a right to their feelings, to be angry, to be upset. But at the end of the day, guess what? Everybody's just trying to do their job and they're hoping that they will have a nice day at work. Some people, it's like, gosh, I was supposed to be retired, or I really didn't want to do this as my career. Now I got to suck it up and just continue to do it. And I really don't like it. It's not my passion. Some people, it's, I was only supposed to be here for 1 year, then I was going to trade school or going to college and do something else with my life. So everybody is just trying to have a pleasant day. And if everyone would treat everybody with kindness, it would really go a long way because everybody's just trying to do their job. So what I'm telling you is I have ordered DDRF. You're gonna have to sign for DDRF. If you don't want to sign for DDRF, then what I will do, I will revoke you and I will sentence you to 3 years in the prison. So you have two choices. And these are the only choices you have. Don't come to me with a third choice. Two choices, sign for DDRF or 3 years.
Can I just share? Ma'am, I never once had an issue with DDRF, and I know what you recommended. I never saw DDRF, as I was explaining to my lawyer. When my probation officer met with me on that Zoom call on the 28th, that was the first time I'd ever got actually a chance to meet him. I tried calling him, my mom and dad had tried calling him, my previous attorney tried calling him just to say hi. I'd never even heard of it.
But you know what the appropriate response is?
Name.
If somebody wants you to sign a contract, at least in this realm, in the 187, you need to say, well, I'm confused, sir, because I don't believe the judge ordered DDRF for me. I would like to go back to court. And then that would have been the end of it. Everybody would have been like, okay, and you would have came to court and you know what I would have done? I would have said, Mr. Fisher, I ordered first felony drug court because it's a short wait time. And then if not accepted by felony drug court, DDRF. And then that would have been done. I always tell people, don't get upset because things are not going your way. If you are confused about something in this court, you can always come back to the court and say, Judge, they want me to sign up for DDRF. It's my understanding I'm not supposed to sign up for DDRF.
I didn't mean that my problem wasn't with the recommendation. And if he had said that, I would have been like, okay, well, this is my thing. You gave me, I thought it was a blessing, still think it's a blessing to be on probation. I don't care, DDRF, whatever it is, if you're asking me that, you're the judge, so I'm not gonna say no. When the probation officer, all he said, his exact words, I was like, she wants to go to DDRF, and I didn't know if he meant to say she was talking you or someone from the evaluations. All I asked was, what's DDRF? And his exact words were, you're going to have to wait a minimum 6 to 8 months to get a bed, and then it's a form report. That's when I lost my cool. Then even after that, he didn't say these are conditions of your probation or explain what DDRF was. I was never upset about the recommendation. I didn't even know DDRF was a thing. The only reason I reacted the way I did was he said, you're gonna have to wait 6 to 8 months for bed. And I didn't know what that was for. I'm not gonna say no.
So here's the thing. So if you want DDRF as opposed to the prison term, all right. So I'm gonna deny the motion, alternate main conditions for DDRF. Counsel, what I'll do is, Ms. Ferguson, I need a phantom date for a setting of 60 days. We'll come back in 60 days to see where he is in the process. Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, 60 days, phantom date. All right, so we'll be back in July 10th. July 10th, it's not going to appear in the system because if we have it in the system and they're ready to transfer to DDRF, they won't, and you'll lose your place. Okay. So it's just a phantom date, but everybody here knows July 10th. Okay. All right, probation, is there anything else he needs? All right,
Just to
thank
be
you.
clear, Judge, so that he's admonished here on the record. So today he will have to sign his new conditions agreeing to go to DDRF and he'll be placed on the wait list as of today.
Yes.
No.
The wait list doesn't start today, Judge. You still have to go through an evaluation.
All right, so you still have to do a medical evaluation and everything.
I brought my water. Is that okay?
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Judge, I've just received the affidavit of surety's surrender on this case. It's false. The reason.
I will tell you, I issued a judge's warrant and remanded him without bond
Okay,
because he wasn't here on time. Court starts at 9.
Judge, I'm sorry. I was in county court number 4. As I told Norma, I told him I was going to be there first. We were going to meet. When I went to county court 4, we just missed each other. I came up here. He's like, where are you? I was like, I'm in court. He ran up, I was in the bathroom, we came in together.
No, he's supposed to be here at 9. Why wasn't he here? That's the question.
Because I told him to meet me in CC4.
All right, well, that shouldn't have been done.
Well,
Because,
then, Judge, if you don't take him into custody, take me. I'm the one that told him.
oh no, he knows he's supposed to be here at 9.
But don't talk.
Yeah. This is not the first time he's been late to this court. It's chronic where
Okay.
he's late.
Okay, Judge, we're set for trial.
Yes,
Defense is ready.
all right. Jury will be brought up.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
have a seat.